Hi, I'm Adam Ben Tolila, a retired lieutenant colonel from the Israeli army. I've had the privilege to serve in the armored forces for 16 long years, delivering security for my homeland. Today, I have the privilege to deliver a message of health and wellness to the world. For over 3,000 years, the land of Israel has produced a chain of ideas, philosophies, literature, and technologies that have made the world a better place to live in. The message I'm delivering today is another link in that endless chain. Please listen carefully, as this is something that is going to impact the health of millions of people, making their lives better. It is practically life-saving. Modern nutrition has its pros and its cons. Alongside with the abundance in the Western world, the food we are consuming is lacking many essential nutrients. As a result, modern society suffers from many chronic diseases such as depression, arthritis, ADHD, chronic fatigue, heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's, type 2 diabetes, osteoporosis, and many more. Most scientists agree that one of the biggest deficits we suffer from today is the lack of omega-3. In fact, many of the diseases I just mentioned trace back to this deficit of omega-3. Now, I'm telling no secret here. The demand for omega-3 has recently exceeded $30 billion a year. In the United States alone, the demand is over $7 billion a year. The most stunning fact about omega-3 deficit was published by Harvard School of Public Health. Listen carefully. Between 72 and 96,000 people die every year because of lack of omega-3. Close to 100,000 people every year. It is considered to be America's sixth biggest killer. The main source for omega-3 has been the fish oil. But the fish oil has two main problems. The first one is that we're consuming fish much faster than they reproduce. We're actually emptying the oceans. In few decades, fish oil won't be an alternative any longer. The second problem is that oceans are being contaminated with oil spills, heavy metals such as mercury, lead, and copper, and synthetic organic chemicals such as PCBs. PCB was used to cool and insulate electrical devices, but was banned in most modern countries. PCBs is highly toxic. PCB attack our nervous systems and are considered to be carcinogens. Despite the limitations, large quantities of PCBs found their way to our oceans. PCB and heavy metals can be extremely dangerous to our health, even in small amounts. A year ago in California, a lawsuit was filed against the 8 big producers and resellers of fish oil omega-3, arguing that they are exceeding the PCB levels permitted by the California law. So we all need omega-3, but the main product in the market, the fish oil, seems to no longer be an alternative. A few months ago, a friend of mine handed me a box of omega-3 clary sage oil and recommends me to begin using it. I follow his recommendation, and shortly after, I begin feeling better and less tired. I give it to my daughters. They love it. I give it to my wife, and in 3 months' time, her cholesterol levels go down. Wow! So I set out to learn more about the clary sage oil. The first thing I learned is that it is a patent owned by the State of Israel. 8 years ago, a group of scientists from the Volcani Institute, a world-leading research center belonging to Israel's Ministry of Agriculture, set out to find new sources for omega-3. One of the most natural places to begin looking for was the sage plant. Why? Throughout history, the sage has been known for its medical attributes. As Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, said, "He who has sage in his garden cannot be sick." The sage has been used to alleviate headaches, inflammation, skin problems, digestion problems, and much more. There are over 700 species of sage in the world, and many have been investigated before. But researchers have looked in the wrong place. This time, the investigators looked into the seeds of an almost extinct species called clary sage, and eureka. While cold pressing the seeds of the clary sage, they got an oil that is 50% pure omega-3. And the other 50%? Powerful antioxidants that make the clary sage oil the most stable omega-3 oil in the world. This finding was so revolutionary that it was kept in secret until the patent was registered throughout the world. This is Marvalous, a completely natural source for the omega-3, 100% pure, no heavy metals, no PCBs, no allergenic substances, no side effects, can be taken with blood thinning medicines. And the fabrication process, just like 2,000 years ago, cold pressing the seeds of the clary sage in order to extract the secret it has kept for thousands of years. Thousands of years? This is where the story gets really interesting. When Moses receives instruction of how to build the menorah, the candlestick for the tabernacle, he's given a detailed description of you're right, the sage. The menorah is actually built after the sage. Wow, but there is more. Mount Moriah, where the binding of Yitzchak, Isaac, took place, where later on the temple was built, gets its name from the sage. Moriah or Marva are the Hebrew words for sage. Think of it. The plant that gave Mount Moriah its name, the plant that served as the model for the menorah, the candlestick of the tabernacle, is the very same plant that is providing the world its best alternative for omega-3. This is mind-blowing. It is really marvelous. Now it's decision time. Please take your time to learn more about the clary sage oil, to hear some amazing testimonials of how this clary sage oil is practically changing people's life, and to read about our unique business model. And then take a decision. Become a consumer, or become a consumer and be a messenger just like me. My name is Adam Ben Tolila. Shalom, and God bless you.